Oh, my lord, you wouldn't believe it.
Oh, yes, I would. I would suck his dick. So what are you ladies discussing?
Books?
Welcome to the Nerd Blitz Book Club. Pull up a seat and pull down your pants. Listen to us read and go on rants. Hey gang, Nope. Hey gang, thanks for joining us this week for the Nerd Blitz Book Club. I'm Doom.
And I'm Fitz.
And the sad thing about that is, I fuck it up, and I'm reading it off a goddamn card.
That's fucked up.
Yes, it is. Anywho, welcome back to the Nerd Blitz Book Club, where we're reading Star Wars Dark Disciple by Christie Golden, still!
Yeah, chapters 28 and 29.
And this is, episode 14?
That is correct, sir.
We've recorded 13 episodes of the main show, but we've got 14 episodes of book club, so suck it.
Mm-hmm. And we started how many months after the main show?
A lot?
Yeah, a lot.
So hey, who knows? One of these might end up being the anniversary show too.
Maybe.
No, that's got to be the main show.
We'll just dump all 20 hours of book club as our anniversary show.
Oh Lord!
In a 1 terabyte audio file.
Oh god damn no. Maybe double up episodes, so we've got 4 chapters in one, but no 20 episodes. God damn, that's too much. Oh, never mind. I was gonna make a Price is Right joke, but considering who my co-host is, it's kind of awkward.
Huh?
Okay, again, you can cut this. Do you know that game on Price is Right, That's Too Much?
Uh-oh. Is that one of the new...
it's like...
is that a newer game?
No, because they had it when Bob was the host.
Oh, they did? I don't remember that one.
Yeah, because it's like the number goes up, and once you think it's the one just over the price of the car, that's too much, Bob. I get real weird saying Bob around you. I don't know why.
Okay.
You know?
Why would you?
I guess because of your real name? I don't know. It's just weird to me.
That's my dad's name.
Well, I mean, isn't it your name too?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Okay, then.
Robert, but my dad actually goes by Bob.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, still, I don't know why, but it's always been weird. Because you remember when I, said thank Bob, and I said, oh, that's a Rugrats joke real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I had to explain it so you didn't think I was calling you Bob. I don't know. It's just,
I would have never
weird.
thought that. I would have never thought that in a million years.
Like I said, I get weird about it. But anywho, book club.
So our heroes have just touched down inside the flagship of Admiral Enigma's fleet.
God, that name is so bad.
That name is really bad. Really fucking bad. Like that sounds like some of the really fucking dumb Sith names that they've come up with in the past.
Yeah.
Like Darth, insert bad sounding name here.
Yeah, no shit. Like, I mean, that's even worse though, because Enigma.
Yeah, why don't they just call him Admiral Voss? Who gives a shit?
Or not even that, just be like, he's the unknown admiral.
Yeah, or I mean, just call him the Admiral.
Yeah.
Or just don't call him anything. But I think though that it was the news reporting that dubbed him Admiral Enigma. Yeah. I mean, Dooku didn't actually.
News in the public.
Yeah, Dooku didn't actually crown
But
him
still,
Admiral Enigma.
it's fucking. That's a shitty fucking name.
It is
You
a shitty
bump
name.
Into it
But you
every
know what?
time.
But you know what? That's the kind of shitty name that the fucking media would have come up with.
That's true.
Think about it. In our own world, that's the kind of
Yeah.
stupid shit they would come up with.
Yeah, you got a fucking serial killer.
Stabby McKilling Spree.
Yeah, the stabby killer, and it's like, okay, I mean,
The Camouflage Hat Bandit.
the Rainbow Afro Bandit. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Anywho.
Moving on.
They've just made it onto this ship, so they're going to try and go snatch Voss, take him back to the temple for reprogramming.
Yeah. And right off the bat, Ventress is fucking feeling being around Kenobi and Skywalker. She gets a weird feeling because she hasn't been around fellow Force users like these two since her and her Night Sisters tried to kill Dooku. And
Yeah.
she even admits to herself that Obi-Wan and Anakin are way stronger than those two were.
Yeah, and I think she even says kind of like, it's too bad they can't focus on just going after Dooku because he wouldn't stand a chance against the three of them.
Yeah, it's almost exactly what it says. And here again, she fucking mentions his yellow eyes, which is like, okay, lady, we get it.
Yeah, but she still questions, like, this whole chapter, she's kind of, she's really not sure how this is going to work because, like you said, she saw the yellow eyes, she saw or could feel the dark side in him and everything. But then there was that one moment when he hesitated, and then she thought she had reached him and was starting to bring him around.
Yeah.
So there's that, that hope still.
Yeah.
So she's pretty conflicted at the moment.
Yeah. That little thread's still dangling in her face.
Yeah, but then she goes on to say that she's prepared to do what needs to be done if it comes down to it. She will not hesitate to kill him. She knows that's what the real Voss would want.
Yeah.
Not to be left to forever be this
as a
fucking
pawn,
Sith monster. Yeah, because she's thinking about how difficult it was for him to kill that non-sentient sleeper, that monster or whatever. Like, how would he feel if he knew all the innocent lives that he's taken as this admiral?
And after that, they start trying to figure out what the fuck they're doing and where they're going and shit.
Mm-hmm. And Ventress knows the layout of this ship pretty well. Apparently, she's been on this ship lots of times.
Yeah,
or spent a lot of time
this,
time on this ship.
Yeah, I was going to say this specific ship, not just, one like it.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's kind of interesting, because she tells him the bridge is 3 levels, and the captain's chair is on the first.
Yeah, like she knows it like a photographic.
Heart, yeah. And she tells him the layout of the computer stations and how many droids there should be. They realize that Voss is going to be in the captain's chair, and they make their way up there, right?
Yeah, but then there's this one little humorous scene because they decide not to use the elevators because they can't control where the doors open up. They have no idea what they're going to be getting into, so they're going to use these service ladders so they could go down a few levels and then see what's below them before they drop down into the hallway.
Yeah.
And just as they're talking about that, there's a ding, and they turn around and the fucking elevator doors open right in front of them. And there's battle droids coming off the elevator, and they're all like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
Yeah.
So they have to take them out real quick.
And that one puts out the fucking alarm that they've got intruders on board.
Oh, I guess that happened after they went down the ladders.
Yeah, they went down the ladder, and all of a sudden the door opened, and
yeah, so they take care of those droids that just gave out the alert, and then they rush through the doors to the bridge, and then the figure in the captain's chair stands up, and surprise,
it's Dooku. Which this is the thing I was going to talk about last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Dooku and Anakin are face to face and kind of have a bit of a battle here.
Yeah.
And I bumped into this because I remember Filoni saying a few times that they had to be careful about how they did that, because remember in episode 3, Anakin tells Dooku, "My powers have doubled since the last time we fought."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was okay earlier in the series, but at this point, don't you think that's getting a little too close to episode 3? For his powers to suddenly fucking double?
Well, I mean...
yeah, I know it was a good fucking measure of hyperbole, but still.
Yeah, he's bullshit, and he's just posturing.
True, but
he's posturing when he says that. I don't think he really believes that his powers have doubled.
I don't know, because like I said, Filoni specifically mentioned that line a few times about how they had to be careful with Anakin and Dooku.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure they didn't double because he's already super fucking powerful.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he has gotten a lot stronger since the last time they met.
Right.
And it seemed to indicate that the last time they met was right around the time that Dooku chopped his fucking arm off.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And this is a problem I would have had with the script, not with her writing of it.
Oh yeah, no, this has nothing to do with her. This was already written.
I just wanted to make that clear to everybody listening.
Yeah.
Because like I said, Filoni brought that up a few times, so why was this allowed to slip through? Because, like I said, him and Anakin do have a bit of a battle here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he couldn't have possibly forgotten about that.
No.
It just stuck out to me big time, and I wanted to make sure I mentioned it.
Yeah, no, I didn't even think of that.
Okay, then. I mean, do you have anything to add, or?
No, not really. I just hadn't even considered that, but yeah, that's an interesting little continuity conundrum.
Yeah. So, I guess move on.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what else to say other than I would take it as Anakin like just posturing because I mean they're like when they face off in episode 3 they're like he's taunting him and Anakin's like coming back at him with like well I'm gonna fuck your ass because my powers have tripled.
I don't think that's a quote.
That's not a direct quote, but that's what he was thinking.
Anywhere in any of the Star Wars movies somebody says well I'm gonna fuck your ass.
Yeah, it's not a direct quote, but you got to read between the lines.
Okay, I don't think I want to know what lines you're reading though, because that's a little.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Speaking of the banter in episode 3, in this one he don't waste no fucking time. Anakin just goes right for him.
Again, we get another one of those fucking action scenes where it's like, God damn, I wish we could have seen this on a screen.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit happening in this one little scene.
There's shit getting thrown around. There's
Kenobi and
Ventress
are trying to take on the battle droids that are on the bridge shooting at them. So they're deflecting blaster bolts, and Dooku and Anakin are dueling on this 3-level bridge area. So they're like going from one level to the next, chasing each other and tossing shit back and forth at each other.
Yeah, like I said, there's shit being thrown all over the place. There's droids shooting and fucking exploding and getting chucked here and crushed there and parry this and block that and stab this.
Yep.
And
then Obi-Wan gets Ventress to cover him while he's trying to hack the computers to figure out where Voss is because he's not on the bridge, and so now their plan's blowing up in their face.
So she's deflecting even more bolts as Anakin and Dooku are fucking fighting on this level. Then they jump down here and they fight a little bit more, and then they jump down here and fight a little bit more.
Yep. And Dooku's throwing Force lightning and Anakin's blocking it.
Yeah. And they find out that, is that this part right here?
Yeah, Obi-Wan locates Voss using the computer. And this is the part where I was like, huh? This is where shit starts fucking with my head because...
Well, see, my last note for this chapter, for chapter 28, was, okay, I'm lost.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not lost. I know what's going on, but I don't know what to believe by the end of this chapter.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So
it's like, so wait, what the fuck just happened? What?
Yeah, so Kenobi finds Voss, and he's in prison. He's in the brig on this ship. He's locked up. So it's like, wait, what? Why would he be in the brig? When
Admiral Enigma was out there in all the holovids.
Right, leading these armies in battle.
Yeah.
So Ventress and Obi-Wan, Anakin tells them to go on. He'll handle Dooku, and they need to go get Voss.
Yeah.
So they leave the bridge, leave him fighting Dooku by himself, which, like you said earlier, like maybe that's not the best idea, but...
As I said in the last episode, as vengeful as he is, even though the plan was to kill Dooku, Anakin's not even going to think like a Jedi and be like, okay, I've got him on the ropes. Mm-hmm. I'll cuff him and let's go.
Oh, no, there's going to be no cuffing.
Yeah, Anakin's just too fucking close to the edge. I don't understand why Obi-Wan would leave Anakin alone with him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, I don't think he had much of a choice.
Yeah, I know, but still. He could have easily told Anakin, okay, you and Ventress go down to the brig, I'll take care of...
Yeah, but I mean, Anakin's, like, in the midst of a sword fight. Like,
yeah.
Is it going to be like a tag team? He's just going to tag him out?
Yeah, I mean, they did it in episode 2, in a way.
Well, in a way, yeah.
Actually, they went through 3 partners on their team, didn't they? He took Anakin out, he knocked Obi-Wan down, and then fucking Yoda came in and mopped the floor with his ass. Obi-Wan could have easily jumped up there, started going at Dooku, and let Anakin jump away. That's neither here nor there, though.
That's true, I guess.
Anywho, we cut to Voss, and he's strung up, half naked, down in a
cell.
Yeah, down in a cell, and it turns out they've been beating the living fuck out of him.
Yeah, so he's like all shredded up and bloody from being tortured.
Scars from old wounds. He's got welts from new ones. He's got scabbed over marks on him and shit.
Yeah, and he's all emaciated.
Yeah. And it says here, it looks like he hasn't really ate in months or something like that, doesn't it?
And remember that there was that big time jump, right? So this months have passed.
This is where it's explained, yeah.
Yeah. And apparently he's been in prison this whole time. This was a big fucking swerve on Dooku's part to fuck with the Jedi.
So, wait a minute. I don't remember if it's the next chapter. Well, fuck it. Yeah. Dooku was running a smear campaign using Voss.
Mm-hmm.
And does it specifically say that Voss, he was telling people Voss was a Jedi, or was he just using Voss?
No, it was a private.
Yeah,
it was a private.
He was just
it was a
dangling
private
him in
dig.
front of the Jedi, right?
Yeah, it was a private thing between him and the Jedi. He wasn't saying who he was. He was just hanging him out there to goad them and be like, "Look what I got. Look what I'm making him do." Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ventress, all of a sudden, she kind of goes apeshit.
Well, yeah, because Obi-Wan comes in and Voss is like, "Oh, are you really here to get me?" And this is where he explains that, like, he's been in prison this whole time and he actually hasn't been turned.
Yeah, and the last time he saw her, he actually was faking, which she thought he was faking, but she wasn't sure because he saw the yellow eyes.
Right. So when he was fighting her in Dooku's castle, that was all an act he was putting on because Dooku has security cameras everywhere and he didn't want basically he was trying to get Ventress out of there safely. Right?
Yeah,
wasn't it a cover to help her get out? Yeah.
Because he knew if Dooku checked the tapes, he knew that Quinlan would have just been bullshitting. And it turns out he actually did work with Dooku for a little while, but he just couldn't keep the act up anymore.
Right. Oh,
and
right.
That's when he got locked up.
Dooku supposedly figured out that he hadn't been turned and he was just playing. And that's why he strung him up and started torturing him again for months.
Yeah, and
so he was kind of trying to be a double agent.
Yeah, and Ventress finds it hard to believe, and all of a sudden she's ready to just fucking kill him and leave. Right,
because she thinks he's full of shit. And this is where the book starts fucking with me, because I don't know what to believe. Is he really fucking with him, or
exactly?
Is it serious?
That's why my last note for this chapter, because again, we're still in chapter 28 here, folks. That's why my last note for this chapter was just simply, okay, I'm lost. Because I don't know what the fuck to believe. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Is it like Evil Dead where he's, just come help me. I'm better now. And, they go help him and he's going to start fucking beating the shit out of him or what?
Yeah, because Ventress is like pleading with Obi-Wan saying we need to kill him or leave him or they're too late because she saw his eyes and she can feel the hate and the anger in him right now. And Obi-Wan's like, I don't sense anything. I don't feel what you're feeling. I don't feel any of this.
Yeah, because she keeps saying he's consumed, he's surrounded with the dark side, and she's telling Obi-Wan this is a fucking trick. That's all it is. It's seeping out of his pores. Can't you feel it?
Right, and he's trying to convince them that he's the same. He hasn't changed at all, and it was all an act. Yeah. And it sure seems like he's telling the truth, the way how badly beaten he is and how it looks like he's been starved. And but she's convinced that this is an act, and that's where it's fucking with my head. Is like she can sense all this stuff and Obi-Wan can't. Like, so is it really her imagination or is it not? Because we know at this point the dark side has clouded the Jedi.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Is she just hung up on the yellow eyes, or is Obi-Wan just blind to it?
Right, because they can't sense Palpatine's dark side.
Yeah, and Yoda, the strongest fucking Jedi, he has almost weekly meetings. It's like, the Prime Minister with the Queen of England. They have like weekly or monthly meetings or something like that. It's almost like that between Yoda and Palpatine, and Yoda doesn't fucking see it coming at all.
Right.
But yeah, she doesn't believe it so much so that she whips her lightsaber out and fucking ignites it and goes on the attack, and that's where 28 ends.
Yeah, she tells him, "I'm sorry, this is the only way you can be free." And she's about to kill him with his own lightsaber, because it's his lightsaber still she's using.
Yeah, isn't that fucked up?
Mm-hmm.
That brings us to 29, where Obi-Wan jumps right in front of her with his lightsaber ignited. Yeah,
to block her before she fucking chops Voss in half.
Yeah, and him and her sort of have a bit of a battle, don't they?
Yeah, they kind of fight a little bit, and she's like screaming at him, "Why can't you feel it?"
And he's telling her he remembers it being easier to fight her when he was trying to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, let's see. Yeah, a bunch of fucking battle droids show up.
Right, so they have to kind of put their little squabble aside.
And figure out, what the fuck are we doing? Are we getting out of here? Are we going to fight? Are we going to kill him? What are we doing?
Yeah, so she gives in, and they cut Voss down, and Obi-Wan's carrying him out, helping him out, and she's clearing the way.
And Anakin fucking pops up again like a pimple on prom night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he cuts a hole in the floor above them and drops down like we see them do in the Clone Wars all the time.
And some droids fall through it, and there's a bit of a clusterfuck there that slows some of the droids down.
He's kind of like, "Hey, what's going on down here?"
This is the question I wanted to ask last chapter, because this chapter here is rather quick too.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of shit that happens, but again, it's kind of like, well, maybe there's not a lot of shit that happens, but it's like, can you fake Sith eyes? Because if he was faking, he had to have faked the eyes.
Right, that's a good question. That's another reason why I'm like, I don't know what to think.
Exactly. And it just builds more and more through these two chapters and into chapter 29.
Yeah, and then by the end of this chapter, I'm pretty convinced that he is telling the truth, that he was faking it. But but then there's still that part of me that's like, that's too easy.
Think you can fake that.
Yeah, like that's too easy of an explanation. There's way too much book left.
Yeah, and we haven't read ahead this time, so all speculation is just that.
Yeah, I haven't read anything, so I don't know what's going to happen.
So was he a fake double agent with, it makes you wonder, was he a fake double agent with Dooku? Or is he like an actual double agent pretending he's fine but working for Dooku? Is what it leaves you thinking. It's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
But let's follow the story.
Yeah, they get back to the Banshee. Once Anakin shows up, they make it back pretty quick.
Yeah.
And now they got to figure out how they're going to get out of the hangar. And the code that she stole earlier is not working.
Yeah.
Voss says he knows the codes, and he runs off the ship despite their trying to keep him from doing that. And Ventress is like, see, he's run away. He's not coming back. He just, we just let him get away.
Which him knowing those codes, again, makes you think, like, okay.
Right, if he knows those codes.
Would they be telling this fucker?
Mm-hmm.
If they're just torturing him, are they going to be like, oh, by the way, the code is 6664263. Go.
Yeah, that's, I don't know if that's a clue or what, but that did seem odd. Like, how the fuck's he know how to turn off these shields?
Uh-huh.
And keep the doors from closing, because the blast doors are closing too. The outer hangar doors are closing to lock them in.
Yeah, it's just like that scene at the beginning of episode 3, where they're trying, but it's the reverse. They were trying to get in and the blast doors were closing. Now they're trying to get out and the blast doors are closing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's like, bullshit, he ain't coming back. Let's just get the fuck out of here. And Anakin's like, will you just calm your tits? We don't know what's going on. And she's, again, pounding that she knows he's fallen and he can't be brought back. At that point, Anakin sees through the viewport that the doors have stopped closing and they're starting to reopen.
Yeah, and the shield gets turned off so they can get out.
Yeah, And Voss...
Yep, and here comes Voss running back up to the ship. So now you're like, oh, maybe Ventress is wrong.
Yeah, he kind of collapses on the ramp, doesn't he, as it's retracting?
Yeah.
And so they fucking get the hell out of the ship, but now they're, as we saw earlier, they're in the middle of a war.
Right. Dooku sends droid fighters after him. So now they have to dogfight these droids to get away, or just hold them off long enough to jump to light speed.
And Ventress is piloting the ship real erratically, and Anakin's like, what the fuck is this broad doing?
Yeah, I thought this was interesting.
Yeah, it's a real cool way to deal with it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The droids are expecting her to...
They're programmed to react in a certain way based on the way most pilots would fly.
Yeah. And she's like, well, fuck that.
Yeah, so she's just changing directions and flying all crazy and shit to throw them off because they can't react fast enough.
Yeah, and she's flipping upside down and she's playing chicken with them. They get away rather quickly, don't they?
Yeah, it seemed like they did. She had Anakin and Obi-Wan man the guns, but I don't remember them actually firing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it because...
She was flying too crazy, and then before you know it, she was ready to jump, so then they just
Yeah, and they're here talking to Voss, and they've got med pack. They're trying to locate a med pack and heal him up and shit.
Yeah, well, that was after they jumped to light speed.
Yeah, I know, but it's like they're...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was all over pretty quick.
That's all within about a page of my paperback.
Yeah, it's same here.
So that's what I mean. I don't think they ever got to the guns. She just started flying all crazy, and they got the fuck out of there real quick.
Right.
So yeah, they're trying to look at Voss's wounds and shit, and he's trying to
explain himself. Well, yeah, he's trying to explain himself to Ventress, saying like, I was sure that you would understand what I was doing.
Yeah. They get him fixed up, and Obi-Wan gives him an extra set of robes or a cloak or something.
Yeah, he brought an extra cloak for him.
Yeah, and he starts trying to get through to Ventress, and she's just basically telling him, no, we're done. Get over it.
Yep. She's like, there's no we anymore.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the end of
Quinlan
that.
Voss I knew is dead. He went down up to the cockpit to talk to her about it, and that's when she told him, we're done. The Quinlan I knew was dead. And Obi-Wan and Anakin are upstairs or downstairs or whatever, listening to Mom and Dad argue.
Yeah, and then basically he just comes back, sits down with them, and, you know.
And here's another one of those things that Anakin says that should be a warning sign for Obi-Wan. Because she shuts him down and he comes back and Obi-Wan's like, he's wanting to offer some words of comfort. And Anakin just steps in and is like, she'll come around. We know it's really you who's come back to us. And Obi-Wan, agrees with Anakin. Voss is trying to basically get back in her pants, and Anakin's like, you'll get there, dude. And instead of fucking Obi-Wan, trying to shut that shit down, he's like, yeah, she'll realize the truth.
But, I mean, but the paragraph right before that, Obi-Wan says that soon enough he hoped that Voss would realize and be grateful for Ventress doing this now to save him pain later.
Oh, yeah, totally. But still, the point I'm trying to make is Anakin's, trying to convince him that he can get her back, basically.
Yeah.
When he says, she'll come around.
Which makes me wonder if this had made it onto the screen, if they wouldn't have put a little inflection on that. Yes, she'll realize the truth soon enough. Like, put a little subtext on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the way he delivers the line would kind of insinuate that, yeah, kind of like you.
Yeah. But I think that should be another one of those warning signs because, again, Obi-Wan is probably my favorite Jedi, but goddamn, he's a terrible fucking master because look what he let happen,
Yeah, he's not a great master, is he? I mean, he's a good master. He's not a good teacher.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Which I think goes to the fact that, he is a great Jedi, but he's definitely flawed.
Yeah, because, I mean, he really shits the bed with Anakin. Because there are so many chances where it's like, dude, you might want to take an extra look into this. And he kind of just protects Anakin turns a blind eye to it because he doesn't want to admit the truth, I guess, because he wants to, keep his promise to Qui-Gon.
Well, and then it's, I can kind of see it a different way now that I have kids, that it's, it kind of feels a lot like he's his parent. and it's
Oh yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying, and he's
yeah.
he doesn't want to see the fact that there's a problem here that he should deal with. He's
he doesn't want to see the fact that his kid's slowly fucking turning into a murderer.
Yeah,
basically what it is.
Yeah, he's like, nah, he's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, and I think part of it is his Batman promise to Qui-Gon.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that weighs heavily on him. It's the only reason he took him on in the first place.
Yeah, even though Anakin's now a full-fledged Jedi, I think he's still trying to protect him from the Council and shit.
Oh, yeah, probably, because the Council doesn't like him.
Yeah, I mean, Mace pretty much makes it clear he's not a fan of Anakin.
No,
Yoda still, even though Yoda kind of accepts him and has Anakin help him later in the Clone Wars, like that episode when he meets Darth Bane's ghost, that's all set into motion because he gets Anakin to break him out of the temple.
Right.
So even Yoda's kind of accepted him, but I think Yoda's still like, this boy's got some fucking problem.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Yoda hadn't had visions at some point of a possible future for him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't necessarily have said anything to anybody because, it's only one possible future, but
yeah,
as many visions as he seems to have, I wouldn't doubt that this was not something that he didn't see coming.
Yeah, it's like we know that there have been visions of Vader before because what were those 3 episodes? I forget what they call those 3 episodes,
the Mortis,
but it was
the Mortis
trilogy.
The
Mortis trilogy.
Yeah, Anakin has a vision of himself as Vader.
And then that gets wiped out.
Yeah.
From his memory.
Right.
So yeah, we know that some strand of the Force knows that he's gonna turn into Vader. Mm-hmm. So as powerful as Yoda is, even with the dark side cloud and shit like that, Yoda's probably had visions of Vader.
Yeah, and
probably
just
many
not
of
known
them.
What to make of it.
Yeah. He probably doesn't even know that it's Anakin. He just knows there's something called Darth Vader coming.
And he knows, because in episode 3, when they go back to the temple and they find all of they find all those kids murdered and all the Jedi killed and all that.
Yeah.
When he goes to look at the security tape, Obi-Wan wants to see the security tape, and Yoda's like, you don't want to look at that.
Yeah, he tells him something like, only heartbreak will you find or something.
Yeah, it's like he already knew. He already knew who was responsible.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
The big question, do you think Ventress and Voss are truly done?
No. No, there's like there's like 12 chapters left.
Well, that's that one put to bed.
Yeah. Spoilers. Spoilers. There's way too many pages left in this book for them to be truly done.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know what's going to happen next, but...
There's 12 chapters left?
Yeah.
That means we've only got 6 more episodes, people.
Oh.
So how did you feel about these 2 chapters?
Oh, I thought they were a huge improvement over the last 2.
A lot of fun shit, isn't there?
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen all this stuff played out on the screen.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I would have liked to have seen like the intensity of Ventress when she's trying to kill Voss and Obi-Wan's trying to stop her, and
that battle between Dooku and Anakin just looks like, or sounds like, it would have been a sight to see too.
Yeah, it would have been pretty quick though. I think it would have.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have seen that. I liked how it went in a. I mean, it was a twist I wasn't expecting. Like what I heard when we read last week that Admiral Enigma was out there killing people and commanding this fleet and stuff. It's like, man, that's kind of fucked up. That doesn't make any sense. This was a twist I wasn't expecting, but I was like, oh, okay, now I got it.
Yeah.
Now that's more palatable. That this was all a propaganda trick to fuck with the Jedi.
Once again, fucking part of Sidious's machine of producing propaganda to fuck with the Jedi and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we've seen through the Clone Wars, through this book, through everything, Sidious was a master manipulator, and he passed that shit on to Dooku.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, he's fighting both sides of the same war.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
He's creating propaganda on both sides.
Yeah. But, I mean, his ultimate goal is to bring the Jedi down, and he's fucking doing that masterfully, and he taught Dooku how to do it well, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you asked in the last episode, was this Admiral Enigma blessed by Palpatine? And fucking definitely it was.
Yeah, there's no doubt now.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't his idea. Like, he's like, hey, Dooku, here's what you do.
I don't think Palpatine saw that coming. Because, I just remember this. Remember what Ventress said about it being Dooku's specialty to fake videos and shit? Or maybe Voss said it when Dooku gave him Tholm's lightsaber.
Yeah, Voss had said he'd done it before.
So it might not have even been Sidious's idea. It's just Sidious fucking trained the dude well, and he knows how to twist shit and fake shit and manipulate almost as well as Sidious does. Where do you think it's going to go from here?
Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks that he is like a mole, and once he gets into the Jedi Temple, he's going to pull some shenanigans.
Yeah.
And obviously they'll get him back at some point because, like you said, he's in episode 3. But I think there's another swerve yet to come.
We're just building up to WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
This was just the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, there was too much. He's fine. No, he's not. He's fine. No, he's not. Argument between Kenobi and Ventress.
And Ventress's feelings are too strong.
Yeah.
And as I think she mentioned, or Obi-Wan mentioned, she can recognize the dark side. She was steeped in it.
Mm-hmm. This may be an interesting revelation for the Jedi, too, when they find out that Voss has turned, and they just can't sense it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, this Sith Lord that we've been looking for like 15 years, he could be fucking hiding anywhere.
Yeah. Which, I mean, the implications of that for them would have to be fucking shocking and horrifying. And
oh, yeah. I mean, they already know that their powers are diminished and something is clouding their connection to the Force, but to out and out be like, oh my God,
it could literally be anybody.
Yeah, like we can't sense something like this. Like this should be black and white.
Mm-hmm. Like a neon sign in complete darkness. It should be obvious.
Yeah, so I think that will be an interesting lesson for them to take from this.
Yeah.
If that's indeed what happens, but I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen.
Once again, it's after the last week's chapters, it was like, This time, once again, we've got that feeling of I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. I have no clue where it's going, but I can't wait to see it.
Right.
Last time was a lot of wheel spinning and goofy shit.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to say before we start wrapping up?
No, other than what a shitty life Ventress has.
From birth on, yeah, she's really been taking it up the ass, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Every time, and she even said earlier in the book, every time she thinks she can trust somebody, some shit happens where she gets fucked over or she loses them or something. I still don't have any sympathy for her, but...
Really? Oh, I do. I'm starting to feel really bad for her.
I don't know, man. She's just...
I mean, she's made some bad choices, but fuck, even when she tries to do good, she gets fucked over.
I mean, it's like fucking... To me, it's like, well, Hitler could have been a good guy, and it's like, no, fuck him.
Well,
I
mean, that's a pretty extreme.
I mean, she's not that far off when she's fucking just out and out murdering people.
Well,
in fact, I would say
true,
she might be worse because, I mean, Hitler was just giving the orders. She's actually fucking executed them.
Yeah, you have a point. Well, I'm all turned around. Fuck that bitch.
That's why I said before, it's going to be hard for me to have sympathy for her. I mean, there might be glimmers of it, but at the same time, it's like, she's walking fuckers to the showers. Fuck her.
Well,
I don't care if she recanted.
Well, I think that's a credit to this book, is it actually is making me feel a little sympathetic.
I know, but like I said, I can't let go of all the horrible shit she did. Yeah. I don't care if she was just following orders. Fuck her.
Well, I mean, that's the difference between real life and a fictional book. Is in real life I would be like, fuck her. But in a fictional book, I'm like, oh, the redemption story, I like that.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
But if it was a real life person, I'd be like, fuck her, I'll pull the switch.
I'm totally fucking with you.
Oh, she got a boyfriend now? Fuck her.
Anywho, you ready to wrap up?
Yeah.
Okay, for our intro, thanks to Batcat37 and at TESD Groupie. They're the two ladies you hear in the intro. Other than the old lady, that's me. That's Herbert. That's not the old lady.
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, yes. I got real creepy there, didn't I?
Uh-huh.
And like, I'm gonna suck his. Hey, what are you doing? No, the old lady is like, I would suck his. Oh, what'd you say? That's me. They're the two other ladies you hear. God damn, that went off on a path of its own, didn't it?
Yeah, that was weird.
For our intro song, thanks as always to at the J Sarge. I said groupies at, didn't I?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, if I didn't, at TESD Groupie. If I did, you can cut that. At the J Sarge, he did our intro music. And as always, our podcast logo was done by at Sherry Says. Now for our shit, be sure to follow us on Twitter. The podcast you can follow at Nerd Blitz Pod. I'm at the Scooby Doom. You're
Fitzman73.
There's an ad in there.
Well, yeah, people know how to do Twitter.
I know, but say it, damn it.
It's at. The symbol for at, not the words AT. At. Symbol at. Fitzman73.
Now you're just being a dick. And have you noticed lately people are using the at symbol to mean about? It's at, it's not about.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Wait, wrong
show.
pod, sorry. Yes. Subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. We're a part of the High Altitude Podcast Network, which you can find at highaltpod.net. And then, of course, find us at nerdblitz.com. Oh, and then be sure to search Nerd Blitz on YouTube. There's all kinds of cool shit there, so don't miss it. There's swear reels, joke corners, everything. Go check it out there.
Yeah, what's the matter with you? You don't like technology? Get on the YouTube.
You don't like fucking fun shit? Do you hate fun? Get out of this house! Sorry, that was... Anywho, is that all?
That's all I got.
Okay, well, we'll see you back here next time for more of Star Wars Dark Disciple by Christie Golden. We're coming to the end soon, folks.
Yeah.
So...
Bookmark it, biatch.
Hey, no! This has been a feature of JJ2E Media and TSDJA Productions.